we're coming back at you again with another skateboard unboxing, and I cannot believe it. Jeremy Klein actually did what I've been begging him. He actually dug down into his repertoire of cool graphics and dug up a few gems, and it's awesome. So we got a few of them today to show you, and so let's jump right in it, man. Okay, let's open up our first box right here. Shippers did okay with this one. And always, you know what time it is. Bam! It's bug time, baby. We're going to crack them open. Oh, man. I am so excited for this. Woo! Alright. This is awesome. Cannot wait for these. Because in one of these is one of Jeremy's first designs he ever did for hookups. Whoa! Time out, time out. I meant to say Sean Cliver. Sean Cliver. Alright, back to the video. You're thinking, well, how do you know that? And with that, so anyway, if you're into collecting skateboards, and you may not know, there's a book that Sean Cliver wrote many years ago. This is the softbound edition called Disposable, The History of Skateboard Art. And we'll go to right. It's full of cool pictures and stuff. We'll flip through some of the pictures, you know. So it's got a lot of cool stuff in there, graphics. But let's jump to this little portion, okay? And I'll read a little passage out of here, and it goes on to say, when it came to doing graphics for hookups, I have to say I was leery at first. I wasn't an avid fan of Japanese animation, nor had I ever messed around with the big eyes, tiny nose, slit for a mouth art style. But at Klein's behest, I gave it a shot anyway. Aside from the first two hookups graphics I did, a 357 and Detonator 2. The ensuing girls weren't entirely of anime stock. So it goes on to say just what I had said in one of my previous videos that I noticed even prior to seeing this book when I looked at it, because I grew up loving art and drawing, and when I looked at it I was like, yeah, there's something different about this. But here it is. Here it is. Wow. Wow. Detonator 2, one of Sean Cliver's first graphics that he ever did for hookups. That's cool. Yeah, there's the top. Got a yellow top. That's awesome. Yeah, that's pretty cool to have, even as a reprint. That's pretty cool. Yeah, totally. Totally good choice there, Jeremy. 2 thumbs up. That's awesome. that's really cool. Definitely digging that. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, and what do I got here? I went and got. Oh God, what was this one called? This was done. When was this one done? I can't remember the date this was done. Somewhere in the earlier 2000s, I think. I could kick myself for not taking a few minutes to better prepare for this, but that's me anyway, man. I shoot off the cuff, man. But yeah, this one I really liked a lot, but I was hem-hawing whether I was going to get it, and then when he released a handful of other boards that I like, and I was like, yeah, I'll go ahead and put that in with the mix. So yeah, this is pretty cool. This really looks good. I like this one. So yeah, pretty awesome. Digging it. Alright. So let's move on to the next one. And as you can see, this one's already open. And you're thinking, why the hell's that one already open? Well, look at this. Look at that. Huh? Come on now. Man, I wish he would put some measure of freaking protection, bro. I mean, seriously? But anyway, luckily the boards were not damaged, which would have totally pissed me off, because these boards, to me, were some of the nicer ones he did re-releases of. And so the first one, which with the other one be a flight attendant, you know, I was like, wow, yeah, this definitely, I could definitely get that and pair it up with this one, which is really cool. Another very old design graphic that has not been re-released that I know of. So for him to dig down into the repertoire here and pull this baby out, yeah, very cool. And there it is with a teal top. Yeah, that is really, really awesome. Freaking color, dude. Now check this out. Hold on. See? Okay, makes sense, right? Makes sense. You know, buying this one, which I was kind of, I'm thinking about getting it soon. But when, you know, I figure I got this one, it's like, okay. You know, they pair up, you know what I mean? Got two flight attendants, so that works. Kind of like all my nurse boards. It makes sense. Speaking about nurse boards, man. Home run Jeremy. My God, home run Jeremy. This is really cool. We got the Nurse Daisy. Wow. Wow. And this thing still hasn't sold out. I just looked. This is what, Friday night. Guess about midnight. We're getting close to 11 o'clock. And it's still not sold out, which I was surprised, because I figured either this or Vixen Girl. I thought I was looking at when I seen he released those. I said I was gambling on which one was going to sell out first, and I said it's either going to be Nurse Daisy or Vixen Girl, and Vixen Girl beat. So, you know, I was 50% correct on the 4 new ones that he released, which was Nurse Daisy, Vixen Girl, Detonator 2, and excuse me, I forgot the name. We'll just say Flight Attendant. Yeah. So yeah, I was about 50% correct, you know. So anyway, check it out. It's on an orange top. Looks pretty good. And I was checking this one out to the original, and I must say, in some ways, I actually like this one better than the original. I like the orange highlights, because the original doesn't have the orange highlights in it like this one does. And I like it. I think it stands out a little more with the orange highlights. I like that they did put an old school swirl around it, where the original has like a Band-Aid font on the back as your backdrop. And what else was it that I recall thinking that I liked better on this one than the original? I know there was one more thing. Oh, I think it was a minor little thing. They pulled the image back a little bit so that you could actually see the whole of her hand, her thumb here. I think the original was a little bit larger, and you can't quite see, and maybe that's because of the size of the board. You can't quite see her thumb there. It kind of takes it off. But yeah, it's kind of cool. Someone posted it on I'm on a Facebook group of Birdhouse and Hookups Board Collectors group, and I believe his name is Dan. Hopefully I got that right. Posted, because he had bought a reissue, and of course he has the original Red Cross, and he did a nice comparison side by side shot. I thought was really cool, showing you the original Nurse Daisy versus the reprint. So in a lot of ways, I like the reprint. Other than it's not going to have the same value as the original, which leads me to my next point about, and I always talk about it, you know, Jeremy will, and I hope he doesn't do it with these ones, because in a lot of ways I think he kills the collector market. He'll take a design, it's a cool design, and he'll run it for a while. It'll sell out, then he'll reprint it again, and he'll sell out, and he'll just keep rehashing it over and over again. Next thing you know, the market is flooded with it. And does that hurt the OGs? Yeah, I think it would. I think it would eventually. You know, because are people going to buy the OG? You know, a collector? Only a serious collector is going to buy that OG. Somebody with some real money. Everybody else is just going to get a reprint and be, that's good enough. And I'll give you an example of one. Here's one right here. Now, I bought this thing originally back in the day. And anybody who collects hookups has been on Jeremy's site. This thing gets reprinted, sold out, reprinted, sold out, reprinted. So does that eventually kill the value of an OG Red Cross? Now this thing is still, I mean it's you know, it's starting to, you know, the paper's starting to, you know, peel on it. But I've had it this way since the day I bought it. But yeah, it's a cool board. So hopefully Jeremy will run these a little bit. Don't go crazy, and shut it down. That thereby even making the reprints of some collectible value, because honestly most people who buy hookups, they're buying them for the collectible value of them, and most people aren't skating them. So and they're, you know, and also not killing the OGs. And then of course if he digs down, he says, okay, well I'm gonna set these aside for a little bit. I've run maybe 2 runs of them, cut them, shelve them, dig down in there and grab a few more. And of course that just releases more into the community of other cool graphics. And then, like I say, you know, you'll still have your OG. Say we'll give some numbers. That's OG's going for 600, and maybe that reprint, as long as you don't flood the market with it, maybe it goes for 3 or 250. You know, it keeps a value on the collectible spectrum. So we'll see where Jeremy goes with it. I'm absolutely happy that he did it. And you know, hopefully he continues. I'm personally hoping for Cheshire Cat Girl as one, and I believe another one I really would love to have would be Bee Girl. So we'll fingers crossed. If you're watching this, Jeremy, come on, man. Cheshire Cat Girl and Bee Girl. Right off the top of my head, 2 of them. There's probably a whole lot more I'd really love, but off the top of my head, that's 2. Okay, you might be wondering, of the 4 decks that he released, why did I not buy Vixen Girl? Well, that's because I already have one. Now, this is a re-release. It was in the 2000s when they first started re-releasing stuff. Probably prior to 2007. And it's got the what they call ghost lettering. And well, the OG I believe has a green background, but I do like the new release he did, other than the font. But I like how he faded to like an orange up there. I thought it was really cool. But yeah, in case anybody was wondering, I've already got Vixen Girl. So, but anyway, thank you for sticking around and watching to the end of this video. If you were here to the end. If you like what you saw, smash that like button. Perhaps you might want to subscribe, and we'll catch you on the flip later.